Hello guys, Brad here again, and today I thought I would do a little video about discontinued fragrances. Today I was looking on eBay at a fragrance that I had tested out for the first time yesterday, and I noticed that there weren't any bottles available. I found out that the fragrance is discontinued, so I searched some other websites and did find a bottle that was still selling for about the regular retail price for that fragrance line. So I went ahead and ordered the bottle, even though I really didn't give that fragrance sufficient testing to really justify the purchase. But it got me to thinking, what is it about discontinued fragrances that really drive a person, you know, to purchase, blindly or with little testing? And I came up with 5 reasons that I think pay into this mindset. The first one is exclusivity. When a person wears a fragrance, especially when they're part of the fragrance community like we are, they want to smell different from the average Joe. So I think a person's mentality is going to be, well, if the fragrance that I'm wearing is no longer being sold, that decreases the chances of me smelling like everybody else, especially if you're in a situation where somebody's like, oh, what are you wearing? You tell them, and then they go out and buy it, and next thing you know, they smell like you smell, and it kind of ruins everything. Well, if the fragrance is discontinued, chances are pretty unlikely that they're going to shell out the $150 or $200 for the discontinued fragrance that you're wearing. So that's part of the appeal, I think. Exclusivity. Number 2 is leverage. When I say leverage, I'm basically talking about fragrance splits or decant swaps, bottle swaps, things like that. A fragrance that might not actually have been worth much to begin with, and all of a sudden has this strong value set towards it. You might actually be able to swap a decant of your fragrance for a much higher priced fragrance, maybe even a niche fragrance, just because it's discontinued. So leverage in swaps and decants. Urgency is another big thing. Whenever you find out that a fragrance is limited edition or discontinued, you immediately think, well, I better hurry up and buy this before the price goes up. And the longer you wait, the more you feel like you're gonna have to pay. So that sense of urgency plays a big part. Number 4 is collectivity. When you have a fragrance collection, it's great to have your Aqua di Gio and your Bleu de Chanel and your Fahrenheit, but I think what really makes that fragrance collection appealing is those bottles that not everybody else has, like the Gucci Nobles and the Bymen by Dolce & Gabbana, or any number of other fragrances that have been discontinued over the years, much to the chagrin of many people in the fragrance community. And finally, the 5th one I came up with is appreciation. It's just a very satisfying thing to know that the longer you don't own your bottle, even if you continue to wear the juice, knowing that it's discontinued, that fragrance will become more and more valuable to other people. That's a very unusual phenomenon when you think about fragrances. You think about buying a fragrance that's been used, you would think that being that fragrance is a very personal product, it really wouldn't appeal to somebody, a lot of people anyway, especially outside the fragrance community, to give you anything near the retail value of that fragrance because it's been used. And you don't know where they've been putting that nozzle, right? So why would you pay 90%, of the retail value of a used fragrance, even if it was only 1 or 2 sprays used? But if it's a discontinued fragrance, all bets are off. Now all of a sudden, the bottle could be 5 years old and half used, and people might still give you twice as much for what you paid for it. So that's a big part of the whole equation as well. So those are 5 things that I came up with. Comment down below if you have any discontinued gems in your collection that you are really proud of, or if you've heard of any recent trends in discontinuation or reformulation that are pushing you to buy that particular fragrance. I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.